What's up, you guys? This is Devin with CenturyFX Studios, back with another video, and today we're going to be cleaning our camera lens. Now, the reason why we're going to be cleaning our camera lens is because a lot of people are buying mirrorless cameras now with mirrorless sensors in them, which means they don't have a mirror to block anything as far as dirt or dust, grime, anything in the air when they go to change their lens. So they need to understand how to clean both. Today we're going to be cleaning our lens. A word of warning for anybody who's using this video as a reference to clean their lens: you are responsible for your own stuff. Remember that this is a glass wrapped around electronics and plastic, so if you do something wrong, you can seriously damage something very expensive, and everybody should take as much caution as possible so they do not experience something like that. So if you're confused or you're apprehensive or anything like that, you can go hire professionals to get this done for you. But if you're gutsy like me and you want to give it a shot, go ahead and clean your own lens. Now let's get into what's on my table here. As you can see, I have two brands that I'm using to help me clean my lens, and no, I'm not sponsored by these brands, but the first brand, which has the most products here, is VSGO. Now, I use these brands because I trust them, not because I'm sponsored, just because it's such a sensitive process. You want to have some brands that you know will work, right? The next brand, which a lot of you already know and a lot of people trust with lens and lens creation, is Zeiss. And that just has the cleaner, but VSGO also has a cleaner. But VSGO has all the swabs and everything else that you see on the table other than cleaner, and they also have their own cleaner. All right, so what you see here on the table, this is a big microfiber cloth. I believe Magic Fiber makes this, and this is a small microfiber cloth that I know is straight out of the bag, and that's why I have it sitting on the lens, because it makes sense. If you sit your lens down, you want to have it on something that is used to, I guess, clean lenses, right? All right, and this is another clean microfiber cloth that hasn't been opened yet. Of course, lens cap. You got your front lens cap here on the Canon lens here. These are old microfiber cloths here, so I know that they may or may not have dirt or dust or grime on them, but I have them right here just to separate them from the ones that I'm actually using. I also have my lens caps here. Just once I finish cleaning up a lens, I can put my caps back on, sit it off to the side, move on to the next lens. Now I have two cleaners here as far as liquid solution. I have the VSGO cleaner, like I told you, and I also have the Zeiss lens cleaner, like I told you guys. VSGO is fine, I've never had an issue. Zeiss is fine, I've never had an issue. But the thing about it is the Zeiss one here has this squirt bottle thing, and it also comes with its own refill, so I don't have to necessarily worry about running out of this, and I don't use a lot of this, so this has lasted me for like almost a year and a half, 2 years now. So that's the Zeiss lens cleaner and the VSGO lens cleaner. The only thing about this that's kind of weird is it has this kind of like thing right here. Now, I've been using the Zeiss one, so I hadn't opened this up yet, but this is like when you're dabbing, this dab effect, which keeps you from overusing things, but I'd rather do the squirt bottle because I know exactly what I'm putting in, what I'm putting out, without having to dab everything on here. That's the only difference between these two. All right, next up I have the blower here. This is probably one of my funnest blowers that I've ever gotten. Usually I get blowers that are cheap and cheesy and they don't really work all that well, but this blower seems to be like one of the most flexible blowers, one of the most durable blowers that I've ever gotten here. It almost looks like a prime bulb from a bolt. But this is a really neat, this is just really flexible. I don't know, it's something about this that makes me feel like it's working better than any blower that I've ever had. And this is made by VSGO. So if you want to get this, this is what this is, and I'll have affiliate links in the description below. Now this is the VSGO lens pen. Other companies make lens pens, but this lens pen is pretty unique in the fact that you have the brush end on this part. So yeah, there you go. Brush end, right? You can flip it down like this, put the cap back on there, and this rubber stop is very, very useful. It seems like nothing will get in here. It's so sealed. Also, this has a rubber stop on it too, but this is the actual cleaning foot thingy. Hold on, the ADD just got confused. This is the cleaning part right here, this little cleaning foot. I don't know what it's really called. I just call this part the pin part, right? This is just cool because you have 2-in-1. So there's that. So my lens pen here. Now VSGO gives you a cleaning cloth here for your lens. I think it might be dry with a little bit of solution on there. It may or may not be dry, but I like to use this anytime I need a drier surface. It might have a solution on there, but it's usually like dry. So if I need to, something dry to actually help pick up some dirt fibers that have been left from cleaning, I'll use this. VSGO gives you a microfiber cleaning cloth here. They say use as directed. So if I want to use that, I can. It's just, I may or may not use this. This is a micro 4/3 cleaning swab, and this is your full frame sensor cleaning swab. The main difference, of course, is the size of the swab itself. This is just meant for your camera to be swiped over maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times. Now the last thing on the table here is the lens. This is the Canon 50mm STM 1.8 lens from Canon. It's a very cheap lens and it gives you the bang for the buck. The reason why I'm using this lens is because everybody has this lens. Usually most people will have this lens. The first thing they advise is, of course, to put on these gloves or put on some kind of gloves to protect your hands, any kind of dirt, grime, grease, or anything like that from getting on the lens while you're cleaning it. That's kind of a contradiction, right? You don't want to get grease, grime, and dirt that you don't see on your lens. Trust me, grease and grime are the hardest things to clean off of a lens. All right, so here's the first step. The first step is you want to point your lens down and blow it. You want to put it face down and blow out any residual dirt or dust that might be in there that you can't see, that you don't want to try to get out with your hands. All right, so that part is done. All right, once you get your lens pen, you want to dust out any residual dust that might be in cracks or anything like that. All right, and I'm pointing my lens down. I know you guys can't see it directly because that's kind of the process. All right, step number 2. You want to get your lens pen here. You want to get your brush side out. And you want to brush any residual dust or dirt. And this is from the cracks of the lens here. Now I'm pointing it down so it doesn't. And you're supposed to be pointing it down, of course, so the dirt and dust float to the ground, right? All right. Now step 3. Now you want to take this part of your lens pen here and try to see if you can find any smudge marks on your lens. So inspect the lens here. Look at the glass. You want to look as much as possible to see if you can find anything that might show any kind of Now I don't see a fingerprint or a smudge on the lens, but for demonstration purposes you would just take this part of the pen and you would pretty much just rub it in the part where that fingerprint or smudge is. Now mind you, this will leave a little bit of residual, I want to say cleaner, from it's going to look like a little dust. And it's going to leave a little bit of residual cleaner on your lens here. So you can take that off with the microfiber cloth. So when you start to polish the part that has the fingerprint, you want to be very light and you're essentially waxing the lens. Wax on, wax off, real simple. Now you will see a little bit of residue from whatever polishing stuff that they have on this lens pen, but it will not damage your lens. And you always want to do the last step to make sure that kind of stuff is off. Step 4. Step 4, you want to take a microfiber cloth. All right, so this is step 4. You want to take your clean microfiber cloth here. You also want to take your camera lens cleaner. You want to wrap the cloth around your finger. You want to take it and you want to dab it with your finger like this. So dab it on, bang. I got about 1 drop, 2 drops, or whatever, maybe 3 drops, who knows. But you don't want to have too many drops, right? So about 2 to 3 drops, right? All right, and you want to take that and you want to lightly just wax anything off the lens's surface, or you want to pretty much just wipe anything off the lens's surface that might be considered dirt. You just want to clean off any kind of dirty surfaces, right? Oh wow, that's kind of dirty right there. All right. Any residual dirt, grease, or grime will be cleaned up by this last step. All right, check it out. Take your lens cap here, put it on here. All right, you guys, I'm Devin with CenturyFX Studios. Thanks for watching the video. Your lens is now ready to go. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, comment, also become a patron. I got a Patreon, links in the description below. Also, affiliate links to all these because it does help the channel. Help the channel, help me help you guys. And stay tuned for the next video because I will be cleaning the camera sensors.